Everything changes on July 18th, when these options expire. That massive $140 call wall will disappear, effectively removing the ceiling that has been holding the stock back. With that resistance gone, Palantir will be free to move higher, driven by two key factors: a buy-the-rumor rally ahead of earnings and a classic fear of missing out. Historically, Palantir rallies in the weeks leading up to its earnings report. In the last 2 quarters, the stock saw pre-earnings rallies of 16% and 36%. With the August 11th earnings report approaching and the options market resistance removed, a similar rally is expected. This could create a short-term surge, pushing the stock toward the $155 to $160 range. After the pre-earnings rally, a perfectly timed buy-the-dip opportunity may present itself. August is historically one of the weakest months for the stock market, and for Palantir, its average performance in August is nearly flat. A pullback after a run-up to the $155 to $160 level would not be surprising. This is where the win-win setup comes into play. In the world of investing, these setups are highly sought after because they offer opportunities for both buyers and sellers to benefit, depending on how the market moves. It's a scenario where risk and reward are balanced, and both sides can walk away satisfied if they play their cards right. The August options chart shows another large concentration of put-open interest at the $120 strike price. This means that a significant number of traders are betting the stock won't fall below this level, creating a psychological and technical floor in the market. Such concentrations often act as magnets for price action, drawing the stock toward these key levels. This level is now set to become the next major support zone. If the stock price approaches this area, buyers are likely to step in, seeing it as a bargain, while sellers may hesitate to push prices lower. This dynamic can create a stable base for future upward moves. A seasonal slowdown in August could push the stock back down to this $120 level, providing a perfect entry point for investors who missed the initial breakout. Historically, these pullbacks are common during quieter summer months, giving patient investors a second chance to position themselves for the next leg higher. This would be the last chance to get on board before a potential year-end rally. As momentum builds later in the year, those who took advantage of this support zone could see significant gains, while latecomers may find themselves chasing the move. Timing, as always, is everything in the market. So, the long-term case for Palantir is actually strengthened by what folks expect will be the capitulation of Wall Street analysts. Right now, Palantir is one of the most underappreciated stocks among analysts, with about 60% rating it a hold and 24% even rating it a sell. CEO Alex Karp has openly criticized Wall Street for being, behind the times on the company's progress. Given the major government and commercial contracts Palantir has signed over the last 6 months, the upcoming earnings report is expected to feature strong results and raised future guidance. This will likely force analysts to reverse their bearish stance. As they upgrade the stock from sell to hold or hold to buy, it will attract a flood of new retail and institutional investment, fueling a sustained rally into the end of the year. This combination of catalysts sets up a clear and promising roadmap for Palantir's stock. The company has been making strategic moves that are expected to pay off significantly in the near future. Investors are closely watching these developments, and the anticipation is building. In the short term, before earnings, we could see a rally to the $155 to $160 range after the July 18th options expiration. This potential surge is driven by positive market sentiment and the anticipation of strong quarterly results. Traders are positioning themselves to capitalize on this expected movement. Now, if you're looking for a buy-the-dip price, $120 acts as a strong support level for a potential August pullback. This level has historically provided a solid foundation for the stock, making it an attractive entry point for long-term investors. Monitoring this level could offer a strategic buying opportunity. Looking longer term, over the next 6 to 12 months, a year-end rally toward $200 to $225 could play out, driven by analyst upgrades and strong market seasonality in October, November, and December. Historically, these months have been favorable for stocks, and with Palantir's strategic initiatives, the stock could see significant appreciation. Investors should keep an eye on these trends and consider the potential for substantial gains. For investors, there are really 2 primary ways to approach this opportunity. The first is to buy the stock outright, especially if it dips to that $120 level. The second, for more experienced folks, is to use long-term call options, known as leaps, to leverage the move. The January 2027 expiration contracts appear particularly attractive for this strategy. The setup for Palantir right now is shaping up to be a classic win-win scenario for both short-term traders and long-term investors. The company has been building momentum, and the market is starting to take notice of its unique position in the data analytics and artificial intelligence sectors. With recent partnerships and government contracts, Palantir is gaining credibility and attention from institutional investors. Looking ahead, a short-term rally to the $155 to $160 range is likely after July 18th, especially as earnings season approaches and expectations build. This could be driven by strong quarterly results or new contract announcements, which often act as catalysts for sharp price movements. However, after this initial surge, we may see a typical seasonal pullback. This would offer a prime buy-the-dip opportunity, with the $120 support level acting as a potential floor. Historically, these pullbacks have been short-lived, and savvy investors often use them to accumulate shares at a discount. From there, a powerful year-end rally could unfold, fueled by analyst upgrades, renewed optimism, and possibly new product launches. If Palantir continues to execute on its growth strategy, the stock could be carried toward that ambitious $200 to $225 price target, rewarding patient investors. The technical resistance that has held the stock back is about to be cleared, and the fundamental catalysts are lining up perfectly for Palantir's next major move. As the company continues to innovate and expand its reach, the stage is set for a breakout that could redefine its place in the tech landscape.